I think the reason why people in South Africa don't save is complicated, but I think there are really three dominant reasons as to why not. I think access is a really important issue. A lot of people don't meet the minimum requirements, so they just don't have 20,000 Rand lying around to start investing. And also the process is difficult. The paperwork that you need to provide, the forms you need to fill out, not knowing where to go. And I think the second reason is largely South Africans, I think, are quite materialistic. And they like to be seen to be wearing new clothes and driving fancy cars, which means they're not investing, they're spending. So I think it's important to be able to encourage a culture of saving, and that's something that'll take time. And then I think the last reason is really financial services companies in South Africa have been exploiting South Africans when it comes to fees, both in terms of bank charges as well as in terms of asset management fees. And I don't think that can be justified. And actually our fees compared to the rest of the world are very high. And I think why I'm passionate about this is that the South African Institute for Savings say that 66% of South Africans will retire financially independent. So we offer two investment products, if you will, Helen Gray Money Market Fund and Subtrix 40, which is an exchange-traded fund, both of which have been carefully selected because of their performance and low cost. And obviously, cash is lower risk than equities or stocks on the stock market. So the question is just how you want to split that based on your own personal appetite. Franc was really developed for the uninvested. Our estimate is in South Africa, there are probably about 2 million people who are investing in unit trusts, either through a retirement annuity, but there are less than 100,000 people who are actually investing through a stockbroking account. Financial investors, although they can play a role in the market, I think gone are the days when your financial advisor was a family friend. And like many people, they follow incentives. And so it's hard to know whether what you're being sold by a financial advisor is actually in your best interests or just pays high commission. What we want to do is empower individuals, give them the tools to make their own decision so that they feel empowered and they can take ownership of that. And then give them real-time dynamic interface so that they know exactly what's happening. That transparency, I think, is really important and one of the reasons why we chose the name Franc as the brand. Our entrepreneurship kind of community in South Africa is quite small, and so AlphaCode has provided a free workspace. The support that we've had has been tremendous, from marketing to public relations to legal advice. The primary benefit of incubators is largely that startups are stressed for resources. You don't have a printer or a copier, you don't have a fax machine, you don't have many things that more formalized and established businesses have. And so being in a space where you can effectively share those resources is a tremendous gain. And then on a softer side, if you will, being surrounded by people who are in the same boat as you, who can relate to you, who are working the same hours as you, provides some sort of camaraderie, which makes it easier to be in an inherently lonely and isolated and hardworking space.
Ons neem 'n vinnige breek, maar net hierna bespreek ons die sukses van besigheidsinkubators of incubators wat sakeondernemings bystaan om hulle te help groei. Bly ingeskakel.